Okay, we should be live. I got snacks. I got coffee. I got probably gonna have heat stroke. But other than that, we should be fine. It'd be warm. My snack today, by the way. Can definitely recommend them. Quaker Jalapeno Cheddar Rice Crisps. Actually kind of dang good. Really not good for you, but tastes good. Mostly bad because they have a crap ton of salt. But either way. How's it going, Cork? Bells? You having a good day today? Okay. But we're going to try and get through normal with Bonk Lock today. That is the goal. Will we succeed at this? Eh. We shall find out soon enough. I actually didn't remember for a while, like, where we had gotten to in this. We are still on players 8. That's going to probably help us out a little bit on getting levels up, so we can get a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. You also have Nyomp, the sweep, that whacks a whole bunch of stuff. But for the most part, it's just going to be a chill little, let's go ahead and murk everything very, very slowly. And this right here is based on cast speed, supposedly. I was looking at a document that was, like, breaking down a lot of the mechanics. Because, frankly, I cannot be arsed to go and dissect code and actually dig through the code to figure out some of this stuff. Obviously, a little bit of it we can go through, like, on the tables and stuff like that, but for the most part, if you really want to break down a lot of this stuff, you're either going to have to delve into code or do a bunch of tests, and frankly, I just want to enjoy the game and then move on. I don't know if I'm going to do a full-fledged guide on this class or anything. Ooh, these guys actually hurt. They don't hurt anymore. Because now they no longer have their might. Oh, and for some reason, YouTube decided now would be the time to throw in an ad themselves. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, you guys got ads over there. Should be over with fairly soon, though. Hopefully, if there is an ad, it is very short. Hopefully. Not one of those. Here's 45 minutes of a freaking advertisement for our new exercise routine. Actually, I don't know what the really long ones would be at this. Hey, Gablin! Thank you for the 58 months. That is almost 5 years, my guy. How are you doing today? Still suffering from some of my cursed things I send you? I don't think people realize just how cursed the stuff I send is. That is almost 5 years. It is mind-boggling to even think how long both of us have been doing those. Now, 1 hour ads are absolutely awful. How's it going, Adam? I think I ran into those while I was sleeping before. Because, yes, I will turn on YouTube or a movie while I'm sleeping. Well, to help me get to sleep, because otherwise it takes me 2 or 3 hours to go to sleep if I don't have something like that going. Usually a podcast or a live play. And something feels different about the movement since they released this. And I'm not sure what it is. Something does feel just like slightly off. Let's see. Also, if anybody has Prime, that's also just as valid for getting rid of ads over on the Twitch side. You went to buy stuff in town, now you're chilling about playing a farming game. Ooh, what farming game? What farming game? I must know. I've been on a weird kick where I've been enjoying a lot of, like, hate to call it casual, but casual gaming. Oh, Phil's hey, you're not the first one to mention that one. How is that, by the way? I know it's early access. So obviously it's not finished yet, but that is definitely picking up traction. Maybe it's going to be the next Stardew Valley. Where's Big and Tasty? There you go, Big and Tasty. It's on sale. It's a Stardew Harvest Moon style game. Yeah. Hey, Smithy, you are being a pain in the ass. Got him.
Let's see what the craftswoman can do with
probably with a bit more emphasis on magic and visuals. Interesting. But yeah, one thing about the longer ads is they only really get played through for me whenever I'm not actually paying attention. Otherwise, I am hitting the snoozer buttons on them. At least on Twitch, it is like there is a hard limit on the length of them damn ads. Okay, let's grab healing potions because we're gonna need them where we're going. Yeah, that sounds kind of neat. I have it on. I don't know if I have it on my wish list. I have it on one of my tabs that are open to give it a try.
Simple cages for simple minds.
Unfortunately, I'm having to spend money on other things right now. Otherwise, I would totally pick it up right now to give it a try. Because that's one of those that I could sit there and spend a good like 3 or 4 hours in as well. So we've got, yeah, we're going to just go until we get to the next waypoint. We don't need to waste time kicking around. I already do waste a lot of time just kind of putzing around, talking about random stuff, so. When I go on my rants, I do sometimes just stand in town. Or wherever we decide to have the rant at. Fear my rants. Bonk. Seriously, a mana burn guy? They really did nerf the crap out of mana burn. The removal of the bug, while I agree that it is 100% something that should have been removed, I do feel kind of bad that they now just are not a threat to us. Okay, straight out is this way. This the way. That was one of the dumbest memes, but it will forever be stuck inside my skull. Okay, let's grab. I think we're gonna need a little bit more vitality, and we are level 18. Guess I could get Psychic Ward. It costs a lot of mana to cast. And it just stays. It's kind of like Bone Armor. I do have to wonder how it falls on the stack. We are going to grab that. F3. I've got a bubble! You already love the music in it. It's so old school Final Fantasy. Ooh. That'll draw out some nostalgia for me then. Okay, so that's a dead end. I'm gonna guess our exit is just over here. Do I want to bother with the guys in the cage? Not really. Oh, and it's a stone skin bastard too. No! We get to enjoy the little bubbles. Ta-da! We'll go ahead and take some mana potions, because we're probably going to need them if we're going to be casting the defensive stuff. +3 strength, and... Ooh, that's actually not a bad jewel. It's not great. It's just a minus rec jewel, but... Still better than a sharp stick in the eye. Yeah, I have it on one of my tabs, so chances are it'll either go on my wish list at some point or will become the perma. I want this, but can I justify it situation? And I hate thinking that way about games. And I have caught myself doing it more, where it's like, there are games I will just straight up be like, I want this game because it looks fun to me. And I will get those games every now and then. But I have noticed more and more, and this is actually a problem that other content creators that I regularly chat it up with have, where they end up being like, due to the fact that creating content is part of how you make your living, you stop and sometimes they're like, well, am I going to spend $20 here or $20 on something that will actually make its money back kind of situation? I hate looking at games as something to make money back on. That terrifies me on a few levels. Because generally speaking, I want to cover games because they're fun. The game's not fun, I don't see a point in covering it. I didn't even see what direction our exit was. I'm just wandering now. Because I am a good gamer. You used to get that way with streaming. You always thought you should be making content. Yup. I'm playing a game, I feel guilty that I'm not recording something feeling. That one's been around longer than the, I shouldn't buy this because I could spend that money on something for the channel situation. Both are present, but... Let's see. This one has to be on a wall. Because this is jail level 3. Yeah, this is going to be a dead end, I think. But I'll still kill these guys for XP. We're doing okay on mana, surprisingly. I'm kind of surprised since we only have 59. I wish that this had a bit of a longer duration. It does boost our attack rating and our attack speed, so I guess we'll be happy with that. Yeah, it's a common thing for a lot of creators at this point. Because it's a business. Yes, we do 90% of the decisions are like, does this look fun? But you still have that kind of just weird tickle at the back of your skull. Unless you're somebody like Markiplier's size. Kind of have to nowadays. I've ran into a few people that actually got like key rejections because they had decided to shift more towards like, I just want to cover what I like kind of situations. And they got rejected for keys just because their views tended to go down because they stopped covering, this is the big thing that I should be covering. And I wouldn't even say it's a culture issue. It is literally just once you attach something to money, it changes your perspective. Yeah, they had dropped below. If you're curious, like the specific situation, generally there's like average views that developers, publishers, etc. will look at. There are on various press sites and stuff like that. You'll even have minimum requirements to get keys. In their case, they dropped down below, I believe it was 3,000 views average. If that makes sense. Oh, you talk about money? Well, yeah, money is a whole other sack of shit, but unfortunately, until we evolve to a well, we're already pretty close to being post-scarcity if we wanted to. as a society. But if we moved past if we made post scarcity and actually allowed it to happen, money wouldn't be as big of an issue. But until then, the interim stage would be something like UBI. But only a handful of places have tried that. It's been successful in the places where it's been tried, but it's not something that I don't think it'll ever catch on while we still have billionaires basically ruling everything. This attack's so slow. How fast is this attack? Yeah, that feels much better. As far as attack speed goes, this feels like shit to me. Okay, we got that. We got that. 9% extra gold, yada, yada, yada. Actually, let's go turn that in so we have a little bit more room. And then we kill Endariel, and then we go into the next act. You fell asleep? Well, I'm glad that my voice is relaxing and calming. Nah, it's okay. Hopefully the nap has gone well. I do have, like, issues of falling asleep whenever I am watching streams as well. Just ask Riss. Jeebus. I will show up for one of his streams and be like, hey, how you doing? Within about, like, 20 minutes. Because usually he starts streaming right about whenever I'm going to sleep. I'm good at taking a compliment and making you regret saying it. Aw. Did I? Let's see. Siverb's Ward or this. We don't have a lot of decks going for us. We have the stats for these. But yeah, having people go to sleep while you're streaming is not a bad thing. That just means that your voice is calming and relaxing. So generally, I don't tend to view my own voice as calming and relaxing. When I'm editing it, I try to listen to it as little as possible. But that is just how hearing your own voice goes. I don't think I am deserving of the whole, oh, their voice is so annoying stuff, but I mean, I do openly admit to being an idiot, so my self-deprecating humor is part of my, I'm not sure I'd call it charm. Let's see, Scroll of Identify. Do we need any more mana potions? I'm going to go ahead and take a couple. Go into that little slot down there. Now, one thing that I'm having to spend money on is new set of ears, essentially. Because the ones I have started falling apart to the point where the wire has been shocking me. The reason why it sounds different is because the way you hear your voice is basically you hear it through the bones of your head. And we almost lost Ellie there. Ellie May, no!
Thank you.
Please do not go find an enemy to die on. I will smack you if you do. I think everyone has, like, multiple tones that they speak in, though, so. But yeah, for me, it is literally my voice, whenever I hear it on recording, is higher pitched than I hear it in my head. I don't know what that means as far as Is the shape of my head a certain way and it causes that reaction? I don't know. It's just there. Oh, we got Spiked Club. I think we already got this unlocked. Didn't we? I could have sworn we already had that unlocked. There are bugs with the Chronicle, though. Like when you hum, you can feel the vibration. Ooh, my. And chipped amethyst. There we go. I should be picking up more identifies because we do keep churning through them. Stout nail, not really high priority to us. But no, I have met very few people that I think actually have annoying voices. I have been told that there are people that don't like my guides because I have an annoying voice. So that is always a fun thing to like stumble across, but to each their own. There are other creators. There actually is another creator in the Diablo space that I kind of do find has an annoying voice, but I don't deal with them, so it doesn't matter. Do I consider myself still in the Diablo space, though, at this point? I do still get tens of thousands of views from the Diablo space, but I don't know if I should consider myself actively part of it now. Because it has been, jeez, a couple years since I regularly did Diablo content. I probably should do Diablo guides, and I keep meaning to do some of them, but at the same time, there's so many interesting games out there to cover, and being pigeonholed into one kind of does suck quite a bit. And there's a number of people in the Diablo space that ended up quitting because of stuff like that. Me, I still like creating. I just don't necessarily always want to make Diablo stuff. If that makes sense. I need an indestructible weapon is what I need. We are just bashing through durability on these like nobody's business. Thankfully, we do have Eisenhearts as a swap, but bleh. I'm trying to think. There's been a few games that I have gotten pigeonholed into to an extent, but I've always just come out the other side, still able to make other content. I wouldn't be surprised if I get pigeonholed into another one before all things are done. Hey, Athit, how you doing? Something around here has fanaticism. Man, if only I had the little chain ability. How are you doing today? And also, what is with the lights? I wonder if it has something to do with this ability. You feel the cold? I feel the heat. You can borrow some of the heat here if you want. I literally already have a sweat ring. In case you're curious. It is... Let me open up that so I can actually see what temperature it is. It is only 8 in the morning and it's already well over 20 C. And unfortunately, it's not hot enough to turn on the AC. So I'll just sit in here and cook until I am done murking all of these guys and get done with the stream today. And then I'll open my door and let the cool air in. Because there is a fan in the hallway that blows in here. That would be 20 C would be upper 70s Fahrenheit, I believe. I don't remember for sure. Someone will probably tell me. It's negative 21C there. That would be really bloody cold, I think. It's not even that cold outside, negative 1C. You just feel like the heating broke. Ooh. I would gladly trade you, but yeah, it does definitely suck whenever it's cold and you don't have a good source of heat. Of course, where I live, whenever it gets too cold, the power goes out. So I feel you on that really, really well. Let's see, light healing, and we'll take some juvenations. Okay, we are looking for the stairs, but this is not going to be it. It's going to be right by the entrance, isn't it? You butts of nugs. Possibly even the nugs of butts. I'm glad that Google can actually understand what I am saying with that. Okay, so that is there. I think, if I remember correctly, this shield is just basically bone armor with a stun. If I remember correctly. This is not going to be it either. Yeah, it is right by the entrance. Well, I'll be darned. I'll be nabbed of the dags. And this is the downside of a medium shield. It takes forever. We might even level up off this group, and then I'll go repair my axe. Lightning enchanted little bastard. And there. A ruby. Okay. Next skill in the tree we'll take is Blade Warp. And I think we put that on G. Poor man's teleport. It's fine. It has a very awful delay. Gonna be warmer in the upcoming weeks. Let's go with a bit more in the way of dex. Chance to block 37%. Okay, let's go repair all of our garbage.
Yes.
We're probably not taking Marshall into hell difficulty. We will probably be going, if I had to take a really wild guess, I think we might end up, yeah, we have two, we got Stout Nail on this character even. Yeah, we will probably be going, if I had to take a wild guess, I'm thinking probably the magic one. Let's do the time warp again. Warmer being -1 to 0. I mean, freezing is not that bad. I actually do like... I like cold weather, if you couldn't tell. I operate better whenever it is near freezing. Probably part of the reason why I was really big on the whole... We'll stick with that there. Working in freezers thing. So our damage with that is not bad. How much durability does that have? 65. This has 32. I mean, it should last a while. That is going to be... I think we swapped those. I think I do prefer the lightning resist just to be on the safe side. 27 is our next... Oh, actually, no, 24 is our next big upgrade. That's going to be a pretty big damage jump. This thing is slow, but we can stick a shale in it. Man, I do like that this got an aesthetic upgrade with Resurrected as well. Okay, after we get done with this floor, I need to remember to drop it to players 1 before we go and face Andariel. Otherwise, life is going to suck just a little bit. That's a decent speed on that. Oh, I gotta see what this looks like. Okay, we've got this. Where's an enemy? I want to chuck my blade. Where are you hiding at? There you are. And it does leech mana. And it is relatively quick. That I'm liking that. Especially with the mana leech. If we could get a little bit more mana leech, we would just be perfectly stable mana-wise. We do have some mana per kill. That does help a little bit as well. But I don't think we're quite to the stable point. Identify you. What we've got is better. I forgot to clean out my inventory. This can go the hell on the ground. Oh, and we're getting whacked by a mana burn guy while doing this. Get wrecked, bitch. And then we just smack the crap out of him. Get our mana back up. Nice. Now let's see. Yeah, if we're missing our attack, we're basically screwed. I watched it with a bunch of stoner friends. That might have been part of it. They're very distracting. But, yeah. I know I've seen it. And I know some of the songs from it. But I'll be damned if I can actually quote anything from it. That might also just be because I'm old and my memory is shit. Okay, I think this is not it, but it might be a pion. Nope, that's another fork. Damn you! What we really probably want eventually is just a high amount of mana regen and not actually have to worry about mana leech. Obviously, we're not going to get as good as the sorceress on it because she's going to have warmth and all that fun jazz. But yeah, we need enough to actually get that guy taken care of. I wouldn't really call it a second-hand high.
I am overburdened.
But my memory is just garbage because of other reasons. Met the best boy in mystery already. Sent a pic. How does he compare to... I mean, he is adorable. He's no Esquier or Vivi, but he is adorable. He reminds me, oh god, if I can't remember the name of the anime. There's an anime where there's a girl that's she's walking down an alley in Japan, and she's afraid of dogs, but she goes to try and pet it, and it just chomps on her hand. Or someone tries to go pet it and it chomps on her hand. There's a whole meme of where it bites on the hand and then it just shoots the laser up into the sky when she yells. Can't remember the name of the anime for the life of me, but it reminds me of a dog from that. Okay, so we've got a bunch of junk. Our gems are up there. I suppose I could grab a shale and throw it into the hammer whenever we finally get there. Azumanga Dao? Yeah, it's the same one where the principal suplexes a deer. There are certain animes that make themselves prone to memeing. And then there are certain communities that make themselves prone to memeing.
Hello.
The anime making itself prone to memeing is that. Communities making themselves prone to memeing are things like Freerun. The girl from Osaka they call Osaka. I mean, if the shoe fits, you must acquit. What? No, sorry. That's conflating two other memes.
Good evening.
I am not sure what the mention of manga is about. We are not manga here. Although you might be saying manga and just missed a letter. I am so itchy lately too. All the temperature changes and the humidity and stuff has made pretty much every type of grass within like a 90-mile radius bloom and caused me to feel like I am on fire. So let's go ahead. We got everything up. I'm going to go ahead and recast that. Go find ourselves some stairs. I'm not sure why you're bringing that up, Adam. I really have no idea. Let's go ahead and pop that. We'll do players 1. Let's go ahead and murk all of these. Yeah, I don't know why I always feel compelled to clear this room. It's not like these are a huge threat, and we could use them to leech from. In case we, like, needed mana to throw more crap at... What's-her-face? Andariel. Man, I should start mispronouncing all the boss names. We can do Andariel. I already do Diablo. Although that one's not a terribly mispronounced thing. I do... we could call him Duracell. Bale would just be Ball. Mephisto... I can't think of one that's not... offensive. I have heard people call him Mephister, but would rather not go that route. Where is... oh, die, Shaman. And yes, that got Andariel mad at me. Got her! Man, that was a lot faster than I expected, even on players 1. I'm going to take that, and to town we go. And yes, we do have 2 portals right on top of each other.
this?
Identify my items, old man.
What can I do?
At least with this enchantment on our weapon, our hex, we can tell when it ends. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. And we will probably be selling a lot of the potions from our inventory there, too. Just because we need to get them upgraded for the next act. Not that we particularly need to be spending money on it, but it's there. Do have our imbue as well. In case we come across a good weapon, we could do that. Could also use imbues for casting some of our side stuff. But yeah, I think magic might be the one we actually go through with. There is one problem with going through with the magic caster. And that is going to be... We could also go through with the summoner. That one does get stronger as the difficulties go up. But the problem with the magic caster is there is one magic immune we can't bypass. So we'd have to rely on mercenary for it. Which kind of would suck.
Hello.
Hello, Jaren. How you doing? We don't care what Jaren has to tell us. We're going to go get ourselves a cube, and we're going to go get ourselves a book. The way we carry this just feels very much unsafe to run like that. I mean, running with scissors is one thing. Running with a scythe just floating in front of you like that feels extremely risky. I got a pointy stick!
I bet you.
Okay, as far as minions go, I like that. Breeze, give me something better. Give me Blessed Aim. We'll take Mazan this time. Level 24 is whenever we get our next weapon, by the way. So it's not like we can just go straight in on that. Do we have... We don't really have a spear or anything for him, do we? That's not already in use elsewhere. That sucks. Running with a scythe with pointy bits on the back is even more risky. I mean, yeah, this thing is a literal, like, death trap. You can't even wield it like a normal scythe due to those spikes. Now that you mention that. You impale your hand. Now, realistically, if we stuck with melee, I would be going down the demon tree as well. Probably max mastery and max bind demon, but I think what we're going to end up doing is just going strictly summoner. If we go with the summoner as the main character. And just get like Goatman, probably Goatman, Bind Demon, and Demonic Mastery max out. Defiler, now that I've learned a little bit more about how it works, is kind of cool. You need to get it leveled to make it worth it. Which we have not done.
I'll put that to good use.
Okay, personal-wise, we're just waiting on lores. Let's get you just a spear for until we can swap this over to you. We will go... Yes, Superior Brandistock. And we will go with... Give you a couple just like chipped skulls. Just to get you a little bit of life leech.
I'll put that
You don't just immediately die on us.
I don't.
He doesn't expect it from us, but can you go kill Radamant? No. We're gonna go do something much more important. Oh, we are not on players 8. Probably switch to players 8. Just to maximize experience. Oh, wow. Also a fun thing. This actually came up in a comment recently on the YouTube channel. Someone was complaining about the rarity of certain runes. And the reality is, due to how runes drop,
I need a key.
whenever you are farming things like hell difficulty and stuff like that, you're going to notice that mid runes are oddly and conspicuously absent because it's a failed down system. So the way it works is it goes, okay, I'm rolling a rune because this creature has it as one of their drops. Usually it's in junk drops, but it has runes. So it landed on that in its thing. So let's go ahead and see what rune we have. What's the highest one this one can drop? Okay, this is the 2 runes that can be most likely to drop. We're going to start there. It checks if it can drop it. Well, it can, but it didn't roll it. So that's a failed drop. Did I drop the next lowest one? Next highest one? Failed? Okay. Move on to the next highest one. And you're basically, to get some of the mid runes from hell difficulty, you have to fail like 7, 8, 9 rolls just to get down to it. It's I understand why it's that way, but it feels very weird whenever a lot of, let's take uniques and stuff like that, for example. Those fail down into rares. Set items fail down into magic items with increased durability. The uniques failing down into rares fail down into a triple durability rare. But we need this up. There you go. But as far as fail down in runes, it literally just goes to the next rune down and says, can I drop this? Until you finally get one. The way you get L runes, and this is one reason why L runes feel like weirdly uncommon despite having the highest commonality, I guess is probably the best way to phrase it. The highest ratio, if you will, is because it has to fail through every other rune to reach that L rune. So you'll end up in a situation where Tal runes are generally going to probably be the most common rune because of their drop rates, and chances of you failing that one are so low, yada, yada, yada. And also, that's another reason why Countess runs. If you do enough of them, you'll actually see a peak around Tal rune. It's just kind of one of those weird things that, yeah, the game does this. Not sure why. Because you'd think, oh, the most straightforward answer would be make a list of all runes this thing can drop. Choose based on a weighted random number. If it rolls between 1 and 30, give you an L. If it rolls between 31 and 45, give you a Eld, which is the next one up. And just go like that, but no. It is literally, did I succeed? No? Okay. I will go the next one down. It's one of the only items in the game that does that too. Because unique rings don't do that. In fact, unique rings will go, okay, I'm going to roll this. What is the weighting? It does the weighting on the rings. This one's a weight of 1. This one has a weight of 9. This one has a weight of 11. You're going to end up with the one that gets a weight of 11 far more than you're going to get up the one that has a weight of 1. Okay, so we go down here for our cube. Going to probably have to recast this halfway through this dungeon. Just cast it now and get it over with. I wish the radius on this was slightly larger too. Not that this is particularly helpful on damage, because this just does, like, crap little damage. It does 11 to 16 magic damage, which is just nothing. I feel like I should probably be dropping that to F and that to E, because I habitually will do G to E, just as this seems like the most rational thing to do right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to do G to F. Take out these bastards. Yes, we do get 2 hits on that because it hits on the way back. I don't think there is actually a next hit delay on it or anything, which works out really good for us. Oh no, he needs mana. Whatever will he do? Just stay back and just let it be.
I need a key.
I have plenty of mana potions that I can go buy, because they're unlimited now. I still do remember the days whenever you actually couldn't buy mana potions. We literally would hoard mana potions. Sorceress was way weaker back then. So, admittedly, when she was rolling, she was a beast. You just had to keep her fueled. It is kind of interesting how each different type of attack was. Back in my day, no, the game wasn't hard back in the day. In fact, I do think it is harder now than it was. I would say probably even at 1.0, it's harder than it was at 1.0. Mainly because there's immunities and stuff that you have to dodge around. It's more inconvenient than 1.0. That's probably the better way to put it. Chip Skull, Chip Sapphire. Do I care about any of those? I could get him a better helmet. Mana potion. There's another mana potion. That's what I was looking for. Okay. I think it is about time for us to set up a loot filter. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. New rule. We're going to show... I am actually not sure how this actually works. Okay, so we don't care about the gold piles. In fact, we could just straight up hide all the gold piles. And I think it will still automatically pick them up. We're going to hide ammunition. We're going to hide... Do we care about the scrolls and tomes being hidden? Not really. We're going to hide keys. We're going to hide... Can we actually have both of these? No. Okay, we can. Okay. We're going to hide inferior everything. New rule. We're going to hide. Let's see what that actually looks like here. Yeah, that did a little bit. Can I actually set up to hide specific tiers of those? Yes, we can. I can hide all the minor ones. Hide stamina. Antidote and thawing. That's all that's in the key one. Scrolls and tomes. You can actually find those, but they're really uncommon. We don't want that. How narrow can we actually get this to be? Pretty dang. Okay. Okay. That works. That cleans it up a little bit. We have... Let's see. Can we actually get it to hover it? Strangling gas potions, we probably do want to hide as well. That would be a good way for us to test if it'll actually let us hover it. I can turn on no pickup. I don't like doing that because it makes it a little bit more annoying to mess with stuff. Let's go ahead and go in here. We're going to edit rule. We're going to go to items. Does it actually count the throwing potions here? No. So it must be under equipment. So it's going to be weapons. Throwing. Those. Return to game. Okay, so yeah, it does hide it, but we can still hover over it. Okay. I just wasn't sure. Hey, Hollow, how you doing? Welcome to my suffering. Actually, it's not really suffering. We just have to punch our way through here and get rid of this hollow one. This is going to be the wrong path. Let's just go ahead and leave. I didn't mean to pick up that freaking club, but thank you. Oh, for God's sake. Drop the shit. There we go. Grand Charm, and then we leave. Not a whole lot. Today's going pretty good. I fell asleep like right after joining Rissa's stream last night, though. I was like, I'm going to take a break from recording. I took a nap. But I did see you said hello after I had already conked out. So hopefully the stream was a good one. Probably watch it later on the archives. Rest when the body needs it. Rest when the body forces it. My body do like being like, okay, you're taking a nap now, bitch. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. So we got cold resist 7% there. How are we looking on resists? We'll take this instead. And this... No, we prefer the fire resist on him. So we're just looking for our way down so we can get ourselves that there a lovely cube. Got some junkies there. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to go today until just the heat gets to me. Which hopefully will be after we defeat normal. But we will see. And then I will get some more recording and stuff like that done. I already have the script done for tomorrow's short. I don't have to worry about that. Which is a nice feeling to have. I still need to finish a script for a long-form video. I want to get back to releasing those regularly, but every single time I get into like a groove with it, it's like, okay, something comes up, I get busy, or life decides to fight me. God, allergies. You know what? I do have some allergy meds I might take during this. Because I am feeling them settle in. There we go. Got it. Just need to pop one out. This is non-drowsy allergy medication. We'll see if it lives up to that name. Okay. Thankfully, it is a sublingual mint thing, so I'll talk weird for about 5 minutes. Because it's just got to dissolve. But you can only take one a day. So hopefully it holds out. Yeah, for me, usually my allergies come in the form of occasional sneezes, but I don't really get hay fever. I get itch. So I generally have to fight with that. So that's one reason why you'll often hear me reaching for something like my back scratcher or something like that during a stream. I look like a tomato when I go and mow the grass. It sucks, but one nice thing about it is take a shower, close the windows, and generally you won't be feeling it. 1 to 2 fire damage is not going to do anything for us. So it's not really that awful. It's just an annoyance. And usually the medication that I take, which is not a prescription one, it's an over-the-counter one, generally does fine at stopping it. I've had 1 year where it didn't, and I had to take like oatmeal baths. Because basically what happened is I ended up with hives. Which is always kind of fun. No, it's not a painkiller. It's a antihistamine. Specifically, the one that usually works for me is... Let me go check. Hey, how's it going? Unknown Boy 69. It doesn't show your actual screen name, unfortunately. The icon looks familiar, though. How are you doing? But no, the one that I take is probably not great for me. It is... Let's look at the active ingredient. Loratadine. Loratadine? Whatever it's called. That's the one that works for me. Different things for different people. It's going to come out in like a year that it causes like horrible things. You never played Diablo, not even traditional RPGs? Oh. Oh, JRPGs is what you play. I play JRPGs. We're probably going back to one after Diablo. Right now, I don't know actually which one's winning right now. I should probably double check that. Because I have not been keeping track of where the poll is on it. I should probably do that. Whenever we find the stairs, I will check that before going down them. So I can figure out what game we are actually going to be covering after this, so I can honestly set it up and test it. But yeah, we finished Final Fantasy V last. Jumped into this, and we are going to be going to a JRPG next. I just don't know which one won the vote. Oh, we don't need stairs. Never mind. I'm going to check what that text was in just a minute. As well. Ooh, we got a rare tome. Our inventory is exceptionally full. You go on the ground for now, because we need that there cube. We will identify stuff right now. Main reason I'd be checking my text right now is just because you never know if something important or not. Wow, that is not what I pressed on you, phone. Thank you. It's nothing important. Or at least nothing I have to take care of right now. Next is Mystic Quest. That is actually on the list. It's not high on the list, but it's on the list. You just started Sakura Tyson 2 on Saturn. Somehow they messed up the voice compression. It sounds like an 8-bit chip than an actual sound card, but Sakura Tyson had no issues with this. Sakura Tyson. What would the English name of that one be? Because that one, I can go check. Sakura, sorry. That is, oh, Sakura Wars. I know that. That's why that sounded familiar. But no, the one that is currently winning is, drumroll please. Let's see, Discord, that's, okay, and then I will check the YouTube side, which is not that window, it's this window. It is... Bum, 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 bum. I would need to math it out. But it looks like it's a tie between Lufia and... No, actually, it would be a tie behind Shadow Hearts and Wild Arms. Because that is... Yeah, for... Yeah, they would both be at the exact same percent. Okay. So it's a tie between Shadow Hearts and Wild Arms. I'm surprised Lufia still hasn't made it. Lufia is missing from the list. What do you mean I'm not on the list? Mystic Quest is on the list. It's very low down on the list. But no, Lufia and... Why? Not Lufia. Shadow Hearts and Wild Arms are tied. So I might just flip a coin between them. Wild Arms is kind of one of those that I do want to play. I want to play through both of them because they're both ones that I haven't really delved deep into before. Let's go with more dexterity. Ooh, 26% block. What is our block with this? 43%. Eh, not great, not terrible.
I can't carry anymore.
Yes, you can. But now that we have the cube, we can go get our +1. Yeah, the PS2 trilogy. I have all of them. We did Kadelka
Yes.
quite a while back.
Good day.
Very short game for the number of discs. But good game nonetheless. Okay, shared stash. We go to page 5. We toss these in to our junk pile. Now it's to gems. Baroque. It wasn't on the list, but we could. Honestly, I didn't even think about adding Baroque to the list. But yeah, there's a few like long-standing series that are on the list. Things like Shadow Hearts, things like Xenos Saga. You have... And those are ones that I generally want to cover in a cluster. But I'm not positive if I'll end up doing that. We are slowly making our way through all the Final Fantasies, but that's just one of the things that I wanted to do a review of all the games in, at least mainline. Because I've played through most of the mainline Final Fantasies beginning to end before, so they're kind of familiar. They're a safe place to go back to for me. It was actually an interesting game having the entire game behind the quick time event, the circular hits. It's a timing hit. There's a few other games that have emulated it. It's generally better than Legend of Dragoon's timing system. Legend of Dragoons is cool, but it was very much a forerunner in it. Had to work some kinks out. FPS games on the list? No. I'd rather not be vomiting on stream. If I could handle first-person games, I would be throwing things like Black on there, but I can't. It makes me extremely ill and ruins the rest of the day, so I just can't do that. There is only so much I can do. I could do a first impressions on them, but I'd have to set aside a day for it. Legend of Dragoon was good. Not my favorite JRPG, and it's definitely a cult classic for a reason, as opposed to a classic, but I do enjoy it. Oh yeah, we were gonna check Siverb's shield. I forgot. It's a wild ride you don't want to get on. I mean, I recently went back and tried playing freaking whatchamacallit, Minecraft, and struggled. Lone Dragoon was pretty good, minus all the Badlands backtracking they required you to do. I still need to write the Legend of Dragoon review. I have my notes on it. I haven't done any actual writing. There are a few games like Divinity Original Sin 2, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 that I have rough scripts for, but I'm just not happy with them, so I will probably just be redoing them from scratch. That's one of the big things that's keeping publishing the reviews from coming out is I go back and I'll read through the script. I'm like, I don't like this script. And then I will rewrite it. I am very bad whenever it comes to doing drafts of things. Because I will write the thing and then I'll be like, I don't like it. And I will rewrite the whole thing rather than, oh, I'm going to cut out this paragraph and replace it. Because if I don't write it as a whole thing, I know I'm going to miss some things I want to say. Because that's how my brain works. And yeah, we need level 24 for a boon snap. But yeah, the timing in Legend of Dragoon did bite me in the ass a few times. Spoken like any true writer. I don't really consider myself a true writer. I consider myself a reviewer that has to write as a necessity. If I could dictate to someone my ideas and then they could write it in my voice, I probably would. But there isn't any way for me to do that. That is not actually feasible because it would just end up in the other person's voice. I like this, and this. Make it sound not shit. Please. Oh. Reading my own writing does have an effect that is similar to listening to my own voice, though, as we mentioned earlier. Let us go there. crazy if you had a friend who studied writing who could look over your scripts and give feedback. It's not necessarily the feedback that I would need. It is literally someone to write in my voice. Because I do have a not necessarily distinct voice. I have a rambly nature to me that I do try to preserve a little bit. But I don't want it to be, oh, here's all the parentheticals in the world, which is something that I do as well. Smack them. We're looking for Radamant. I should probably drop it to players 1 so this isn't completely obscenely awful. Although if he already spawned, we're boned. Hey, hi guy. I think he had already spawned, unfortunately. We're just hurling scythes, by the way. How hard would it be to actually just chuck a freaking scythe? About how far is that? Considering we're about 6 feet. That'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So about 25 feet. Can you hurl a scythe 25 feet? And actually have it hit something? Yes, we are wasting our XP thing. You're going back to the couch? Hopefully not that couch. If you see a black leather couch, do not go into the couch. I'm just going to leave that for a while for you guys to ponder on. And realize just how fucking awful that joke was.
Blessings to you.
And I always forget. It's going to be one of those odd things. I do forget that there are people who probably don't know about that these days. Not all memes stick around forever. Dag nabbit. We went to the wrong one. Okay, let's go get out of this godforsaken hellhole and level things up. So are we going to hit 24 here? Probably before we leave this act. The act I'm dreading is Act 3. We may have to continue D2 for one more week after this, depending on how far we get. Because getting through Nightmare in Hell will be a pain, but I do want to do it. Although we might... trying to think of another way we could do it, but that would involve streaming too many days consecutively for my sanity. Which I'm already running thin on. My sanity is in low supply. I make the comment about the runes and L's being a bit of a pain in the ass. And you can tell what we keep getting. Speaking of which, we actually haven't made one of these, so I think it's Rowlort Towel. I should probably double check that before I waste the runes. Yeah, it is Rowlort Towel. I don't really make Ancient's Pledge that often. So, Rowlort Towel. Ta-da! Do we actually want to use that? It's fine. There we go. Now we have good resists. Our block is ass, but can't have everything. At least not without transferring gear over. Which we might still end up doing for Nightmare in Hell. I don't know yet. And yeah, we do want the waypoint before we mess around with that stuff. There she blows. It's actually generous today with waypoints. Something is going to bite me in the ass today. Oh, and it'll be hit or miss if we have a stream tomorrow. That's another reason why we might extend out a week. The reason being is it's supposed to storm. And if it's storming too bad, I'm going to go ahead and not stream because I don't want my computer to blow up because I can't afford to replace it right now. Come on, you bastards. Die. I've also been considering making a PNG tube. Well, actually, streaming with a PNG tuber. I already have a couple versions I could use. But I'm not sure if I would actually want that on these streams. If I do it, I will probably experiment it with on the NPC Tavern stuff first. Get all the kinks worked out. And not those kind of kinks, damn it. Wow. Did we set it back up to players 8? And there's a two-handed sword. It's Shadowfang, I believe. Yeah, it is. That... Why is that such a drastic difference in damage? Oh, because the extra cold damage. That took me a minute. Oh, that looks badass. Okay, I like that one. What's our attack speed with this look like? Not great, not terrible. It's fast. How's the durability on it? Probably, yeah, not great. Fine. Fear me, for I shall shank a bitch. You think you can bang a dragon in Mystria? Well, that takes that game from farm and chill to a whole different space. Are you playing a bard? Are you playing a Brad? That is what? What? Okay, so that is going to be this way, I think. If it's back the other way, then this one's got to go loop like that. I could only be a bard. Do, 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 do. Please don't fuck dragons. Fields of Mystery is a fantasy farming game, so there is a magical element to it. The magic of love. Banging dragons over here. Man, that is super effective in these long, narrow tunnels. Good lord. If you do end up romancing the dragon, you're gonna have to tell me. Screenshots or it didn't happen. See, why did it become a stereotype for bards in a fantasy setting? Anyway, was it just D&D thing, or did it come out of romance novels? I don't actually know. I legitimately don't know. I know it's been a trope for a while, but I don't know the actual origin of it. Oh, we can't leech from those bastards. That was a waste of mana. Probably a mix of both. It's kind of like asking where I didn't ask how big the room is. I cast Fireball came from. It's an ambiguously started meme. That would be probably near impossible to trace the actual origin of. Okay, so we got through that. We actually have to hit something with the ability to be leeched from to deal with throwing that. The swing we're fine with. Immune to physical. Thankfully, we also do magic and cold damage. Okay, so none of that is what we want. We can get light healing potion from that. Maybe it is up this way and I'm just being stubborn? I don't think it is, though. I have a feeling boss is actually going to be right down over here. Never mind. It could be here. I thought this was going to lead to another little just polyp, but no. This is the room. It's always facing upright, so... yeah, it's in here. Victory. We got poison, mercenary didn't. We're good. Just need to give it a minute. I'll let him do his thing in there. And yes, we do still pick up gold even if we can't see it. I just don't feel compelled to pick it up. Go out of my way to step on it. Okay, 37% block. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Okay, do we keep just investing in levitation mastery, or do we actually go for something, you know, interesting? Actually, how long does that poll have left? 35 hours left on the Discord poll, by the way. For those of you that still want to vote on which JRPG is next. That one, I have to set a close date for, unfortunately. That is just a requirement on the Discord. There we go. Sorry if you hear the fan in the background. I literally have it, like, pressed up next to my chair. Gotta get warm. Eat very warm. But yeah, if it is mid-20s outside, that means it's probably mid-30s in here. Because my computer is a space heater. Which works out great in the winter, by the way. I've multiple times not had to turn on a heater because space heater. Okay, so you can go on mercenary. So you having life leech is probably a good thing. I think just more damage is fine. What else do we want? We're not 24 yet. We need 2 more levels. We can get our big bonk stick. There's a character in this game that constantly tells puns, and he kind of looks like you if you only had a mustache. Oh, if I had only a mustache. I have a mustache, just not a soul mustache. I have a bird. Your computer, when you first built it, was a space cooler rather than a heater. You ran the AC because it was less because it was on. Not so much anymore. I'm wondering how that works. Probably because of airflow, now that I think about it. Probably wasn't actually cooling the space so much as cooling you. That said, it still boggles my mind how some old systems are just completely passively cooled. Throws me off so bad. Oh yeah, I need to talk to you so we get a discount. Where are you at, Atma? Also, we'll talk to the guy that we never talked to. Hey, Geglush.
I don't know why you people keep pestering me. Grays seems to have this place locked down nice and tight. Not that I couldn't have done the same. I've proven my valor in combat plenty of... Yes? Oh, Radamant the Fallen, is it? I've fallen off many a bar stool. No one calls me Geglash the Fallen. I might go so far as to say, Geglash, you've fallen.
He has so many unhinged lines.
Defend herself against a few drunken ruffians. She's got moves I've never even seen before.
Yeah, it's interesting that Farah, he actually does talk about Farah as a pretty skilled combatant. And I do always find it strange that people... Let's do a weird kind of creeper talk here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. That's Farah. But for some reason, people crush on Charcy more than Farah. I will show you Charcy as well. And this is without mentioning the Charcy it memes. This is Charcy. Although I think in the original people mistook and thought that all she had on was an apron. She has clothes. Holt has some great puns. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. I sadly do not have great puns. I have intentionally very fucking awful puns. It's not a question of if they're going to be bad, just when they're going to be bad. There's a Kumbat shrine. Wow, how did that... What? Okay, Google. Is that how I get you to do the Mortal Kombat thing? Well, a lot of people thought Andariel was nude in the original. She's not. She's got freaking metal pasties and chains, even in the freaking concept art. She's wearing a loincloth and freaking nipple chains. She's like the Kratos of nipples. Just throw some razors on the end of them and she's fine. One thing I'm slightly afraid of, by the way, is they have been doing polls asking what people would like to see in Diablo 2. I am mildly afraid this is going to turn into Diablo 4. Game as a service. And if it does, I probably won't be getting any of the other DLC if it does that. Now, if they just release new classes and maybe a new act, I'll be fine with that. But if they're expecting me to buy, like, skins for my characters and, oh, but here, spend $20 for a new tab, I'll stick with playing single player, my guys. Of course, they'd probably start forcing you to just play online all the time, which is something I absolutely abhor. Do not force me to play a single player game online, you bastards. 800 to 600, 800 by 600 pixel ratios does some things for people. I mean, yeah. But no, if they force this to be, I mean, they already are borderline on it with the 30-day thing, where it has to check in, and I guarantee you if they cut off support for the game, they're probably not going to patch that out. Unless they're forced to by law. Just play Grim Dawn instead. I like Grim Dawn. That said, it does not scratch the same itch for me. It is an action RPG, but it requires a bit more attention whenever you're equipping stuff. Like this, I can look at a piece of equipment and be like, okay, this makes sense. This does X, Y, and Z. It works in this particular way because, you know, there's only a handful of modifiers on it. Grim Dawn, you can have like 30 modifiers. I'm exaggerating, of course. You can have a crap ton of modifiers just sitting on it. And it just ends up feeling overwhelming, especially if you're looking for specific modifiers to make your build kick off. It's mostly, I think, the thing that gets me is the damage conversions system, because it is, without a doubt, one of the biggest sources of affix bloat. And it would be cool, but I kind of wish you could like hunt for specific items to appeal to specific affixes. But as it stands, you kind of just have to hope you get the right ones. Unless I am misunderstanding how the drop system works in it. Obviously, you can do some crafting to lean it in a way, but you don't like converting 100% physical damage into acid just because you took one perk by accident? I have, every time I've played through it, I guarantee you I have had a suboptimal build because of damage shifting. Guarantee it. Okay, we're gonna do top right first. Because I'll find like a good piece of equipment that works well with my build, but it'll have like, okay, you're changing 20% of your damage to gold. Well, that doesn't work with my build, but the weapon is still better. That said, Grim Dawn does have one of the things that I absolutely love. Just a default order your minions to attack button. For God's sake, every game with minions should do that. They've introduced it on this character in this one, and you can teleport them to it. It just needs to be a button. Target this idiot. So you don't do much build crafting, so mechanically you just coast through the game. And for the normal difficulty playthrough, that is entirely possible on Grim Dawn. Generally speaking, due to the length of Grim Dawn, I have no real desire to go into the higher difficulties with the classes whenever I finish them through normal. And I know that's not what they intended, but it is just long enough that I feel I have satisfied my curiosity and my interest in this playthrough by beating the game once. That is one thing that it has over Diablo 2, as far as that goes. Because Diablo 2, I get to the end of a difficulty, I'm like, well, that was short. Might also be because I've played through it so many times, but I generally feel like I haven't beaten the game until I beat hell in this. Whereas in Grim Dawn, I feel like I have reached a satisfactory conclusion to that character's arc whenever I beat normal difficulty. and I just move on to the next one. There's our next level up. I will grab that for Mercenary, because he's currently using crappy leather.
I'll put that to good use.
But yeah, I enjoy it. I would rank it above Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. As far as how I would position Grim Dawn in the, is this a good action RPG? Yes. Grim Dawn is a more Titan Quest inspired game than a Diablo. Well, it's by the developers of Titan Quest, so that makes sense. Now, as far as different games go, I wish that they would have continued down the path that, oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it, Torchlight was going. Rather than it, Torchlight's path is basically Diablo but delayed. 1 was a great single player one, but kind of had a weird kind of funky end to it, and it had its limitations. 2 was the exploding of the world and is considered probably the best one of the series. 3 is a rolling back and corporatization of the game, and then 4 is, well, Infinite and Immortal are the money grubs. Titan Quest bored you to tears. You found it such a slog to play through. Main thing that irritated me about Titan Quest is how late you got pants. I will forever make that reference because that game seriously has an aversion to pants. One more level and we can use Big Bonk Stick. Okay. The Bonk Lock will be, I won't say it's complete, but closer. I think the ultimate Bonk Lock is going to require us to
Just
lean into an ethereal stave.
how disappointing.
And I actually do have, I have the Breath of the Dying one. I don't have the Obsession one. Obsession being probably the next good rune word for that.
How may I help you?
No Bonk Lock unless you buy you dinner first. Well, I mean, set up a treat stream. Although, one thing that pisses me off, I went to go check if I could do treat stream because, you know what? I'm a fat boy. And I like food. For those of you that are curious, I went to see if I could set it up, and unfortunately, due to the service they go through, I can't actually set anything up here. It actually shows that there's like nothing to
You may not. Greetings. You may.
get as far as food.
Good day. I've been approach and let's trade.
I totally screwed up my first Titan Quest character. Speaking of the skills being kind of boring, I ended up going dual class the first time and just completely borked it up. Adjusting how I'm sitting. There we go. Gotta fix my posture. Posture check time, everybody. Stretch. Get the blood flowing in your legs. Feel human for a minute. Gosh dag nabbit. But yeah, it was a good game. I oddly enough, the more I try to get into blasted Titan Quest 2, the more it just feels so homogenous compared to the first game.
When the tr-
Yeah, it's probably more playable and more accessible, but the fact that they've kind of designed it around controller just feels meh. That's one thing that has screwed with a lot of action RPGs for me. Yes, it's fine to design it around controller. Give me options to have more than just X number of weapon slots or skill slots active. Just because you want to have it be played on controller doesn't mean you can't give desktop PC players more options. It's still in early access, so I can understand not wanting to do it. Generally, games like this, I would recommend wait until they fully release. Funnily enough, I liked how Diablo 1 felt on a controller. Not a huge fan of how Diablo 2 feels okay on controller. Not my favorite. Then Diablo 3 just feels like it's an arcade game, so controller fine. Diablo 4, I always felt like I had like 2 ability slots too few. Especially as a necromancer. Let me play the power fantasy of having a large army. No, you can't, because you can't put these enough skills on slots for it. It just brah. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Yeah, I do much prefer... Okay, it's been so long since you played Diablo 3 that in your mind it's an auction house that crashed 90% of the time. Oh, the auction house is gone. Sadly, I don't even think the auction house was the worst idea from that game. But as far as playing through it, if you don't mind the arcadiness of it, it is actually not that bad of an action RPG. It is not a good Diablo, but it's not a bad action RPG, at least as far as action RPGs go. I mean, on one hand, yes, using real money was a way to bypass actually playing the game. And there were people who were literally making a living off of doing auction house stuff. The sad reality is, as long as you can have trade without in-game, well, even with in-game currency, as long as you can have trade in a game between characters, you're gonna have people selling stuff for real money. At least whenever it is on platform, you can guarantee delivery. Like, okay, this is sitting in the auction house. You spend $5, it is going to show up in your inventory. You're not going to get scammed. You're going to get what you paid for, yada, yada, yada. Whereas if you're buying it off of one of these scam sites, and yes, I do call pretty much any RMT site scam site, you have a high risk of like, oh, you just gave them money. How are you going to prove that they didn't deliver it to you? Oh, you don't have it? Well, I guess you just gave it away to somebody. Oh, they were supposed to log into your account and just put it in there? Oh, now you've lost your account. People are still going to use the real money thing to bypass any kind of grind. We see that with Diablo 2 ladders, where people get forum gold, which you're not supposed to be able to transfer over for real cash. People do. Yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. But yeah, it's just... I don't see an in-game real money system as bad as third-party ones. And games like World of Warcraft and stuff like that introduce things like Soulbound and stuff like that to try and mitigate it. And that just kills any kind of trading scene. Okay, we're going to end up with all the L runes because I opened my mouth earlier. Jesus. Popping my back real quick. Old man noises. Fear them. Yeah, nothing but L for the rest of this run. We have gotten... how many? 3 or 4? Since I even brought it up.
Good day.
Good day.
It is just mocking me at this point. Okay, so we didn't first try Arcane. That's the last one I want to do. So we'll go counterclockwise. I really don't like the one with the Escher-esque walls. And honestly, I don't mind getting the L runes. I do need more. It's just, I'd rather not get just. Now, if I start getting them in hell difficulty, I'm going to be pissed. Watch them. That would actually be kind of a funny thing for them to have changed and not mentioned. If they had changed the rune drops from being a failover to a like weighted system, like the rings and stuff. It'd be odd for them not to mention it, but not unheard of. Get back here, you little shit. But yeah, I do think we might have one more week of this. Because I actually am not thinking we're going to get through, especially if I am like third or fourth pathing this kind of stuff. We might just not get through it today. Because one thing the heat does to me is it saps me. So it's just a matter of, can we make it to 4 hours? Probably. Because we're already at pretty much 2. But will that, my lower mental activity, actually allow us to get through? Oh god, it's another dead end. No. Die, you fiend. Go, mercenary, go. Good. Grand Charm could potentially be worth it. Not really, but could. Max stamina. Woo! Just don't care about stamina. You reach a point where you have just so much vitality that your stamina do not matter. We're already at 187 stamina.
Greetings.
Keep looking in there, waiting for that to turn accessible. And just get disappointed every time. It's going to be that top right path. I am calling it now. Just because I said I don't like that path, it's gonna do it to spite me. And yes, the main reason I'm keeping this hex on is for the attack speed buff. Speaking of which, does that actually increase as we level it? Does the attack speed buff increase? Go kill them, mercenary, while I drink my coffee. Ah. Ooh, a chip topaz. It might. In which case, it might be worth leveling. Because extra attack speed does not hurt. Those, because we're sitting a little low on it. And a yoink. That works for me. Okay, as soon as we level up, I'm going and getting my big beady club. Because I want it. Although, if this is the right path, we might just kill Mage Butt before that. Because we are relatively close to level up. It's going to be probably just like maybe 1 or 2 good packs. Yeah, we'll check this path and then we'll go get our hammer. We don't level up from this path, then yeah, I'll just start walking back up it to guarantee it. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to level here. God dang it. It is the top right path. It's always the top right path. No, it's not always the top right path. Someone's going to take that as gospel and be mad whenever it's not. It's not. It's okay. Let's go back and get ourselves that. And we have an ad in progress, so this is the perfect time to be swapping weapons. Okay, we have Siphon, which is life and mana per kill. I'm going to go ahead and get appointed Eldritch Blast. Blast enemies with draining magical damage and refresh the duration of their active hex. I don't think we particularly care about that. I do want to try this, though. And more dexterity. I think we already have enough strength for you. Okay, so let's see. Damage difference. Significant. Speed difference, also, unfortunately, significant. You know what we could do? I'm going to put you over there. We're going to save and exit. We already have the waypoint for down there. I'm going to go put a socket in that and get it a shale. I think that should actually get us to the next break point. So, as far as who we do there, it's going to be Pylock, probably. Because Pylock is the least likely for us to go through all of it with. Because fire generally is going to be a pain in the ass to do hell with. So, shared stash, page 5. Stock at you. Send it back to... And then we'll put a shale in it. Shale. IL? No. IL is an entirely different individual. Now, we could also put an am in it or a skull in it or any number of other things just to get like leech and stuff like that going. But I don't think that's what we want. Okay, you are going to be higher defense as well. So Shale is going to be 20% faster attack rate. I should probably like toss it into... for fuck's sake, I forgot. Shale requires level 29 because I am a Dumas. I guess we're waiting again. Not that it particularly matters, but yeah, I forgot Shale is backing up there. Okay, what 2-socket rune word armors could we do? Because we do need to unlock some more. Light plate, let's see. I know we don't have a lum, so we can't do that. Load that up. Come on. Load, you slow-ass site. There we go. Item group. Armor. Go there. We go ahead and grab 2 sockets. Yeah, we don't have the stuff to do the rest of them. We could do... I could load up one of my rune ones and actually get a lum. That's required 37. You know, the only one that's low enough level for us to use is freaking stealth anyway. So, nah. It's not worth it. As far as our offhand... We'll stick with eyes and hearts.
Good day.
Rip 'em pepperonis. Not the end of the world. So, we've got to go up this path.
Must be what remains.
Do I just run past everything? Maybe. We could teleport all over the place if we wanted to. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to drop stuff because they are up over the void. That's one thing that keeps this from being a great rune farming spot. Otherwise, really, right here, this area would be one of the best if the ghosts wouldn't just sit over the void. Because they have a high junk drop rate, which is what you need for the runes. And yeah, you can manipulate it a little bit. Like right here, we could guarantee all but this bottom one would actually drop something. And we can kind of force them onto the platform, but only does so much. If they want to park to the side of it, they can park to the side of it. And there's not really enough space to guarantee they're not going to be doing that unless you are shift-clicking the hell out of it. Which requires not being lazy. If you're not being lazy, there are better places to farm. Because the gloams are junk droppers, finger mages are junk droppers. Finger mages being really easy to farm in the River of... Well, not... Well, River of Flame isn't terrible for, but in Chaos Sanctuary. Gloams would be in City of the Damned. No, not City of the Damned. It would be... I'm forgetting the name of the zones. One was Iswal. Is that City? No, City of the Damned is the one after it. It is the one where you get the waypoint. Oh, and the reason I don't particularly like this one is because you have all these freaking pillars. They just interrupt everything you're trying to do. That trident might be worth looking for mercenary if it has some life leech. And you swap out. Oh, that was the wrong one to drink, but that's fine. Go in there. Thank you. I clicked. It didn't do what I clicked for. Yeah, goal today, get as far as we can before heat just nukes me. And yes, I said we should go look at the trident and ended up not looking at the trident because I can't be arsed. I wonder how many people started streaming again just for this expansion, then realize, oh, it's just, this is not a real expansion, it's just a DLC. And that you have, supposedly there is a big issue with how long you have to farm to get sunders and stuff now. Which I haven't actually tried farming sunders and stuff in this version. Haven't bothered with it at least. But if it requires the leveling up of stuff that I've been hearing, that is gonna be ass. Okay, so it is, we've got spiral, we've got downward arrow. So it is going to be plain circle, which I don't remember which direction that one is. I want to say it's top left, but I don't remember for sure. That's crescent. That's, oh, it's top right then, because it is on the other side from square. What is a sunder? It is a way to break through immunities. Instead of just rebalancing the game so you didn't have to have immunities, they decided to give you a tool that brings immunities down to 75. Is circle top left, like all the way over to the left? Yeah, it is. Because there's only 7 tombs. We know the top one is spirales. You do be following me. Hey, Daladon, how's it going? Hopefully you're not cooking like me. You never notice that the displays of all the tomb symbols are beside the right one? Yeah. You can also tell what symbol it's going to be by looking at what's on the floor. You notice I haven't even opened the quest log to see it. It is a circle. But you can actually tell which one it is by which symbol's missing in the summoner's tomb. I already screwed up one thing today, and we aren't going to be able to go full bonk stick today. At least not yet. Tired because the neighbors were killing each other again? What? I mean, at least if they're killing each other, it can only last so long? That sounds like a royal pain in the ass. Sure you didn't move to America in the middle of the night? They're just noisy. Oh. Not actually killing each other. I have had to do the thing where I knock on a neighbor's door to make sure they aren't actually dead. But death does prevent further activity. That is true. I mean, a little bit of death does the world good. As long as it's the people that actually deserve it. Not love making unless that involves pottery and ceramics breaking. Well, I know some folks. I actually do know some folks that probably do go full on like abusive levels. Okay, we bonk you. Bonk you. Hit you with a rolled up newspaper, but can't even be arsed to lift your hand. I know the feels. Chances are, what I will do after this stream, for those that are curious, which the stream will probably end as soon as I start getting like too warm to even think straight, is I will probably just lay down with a freaking ice pack and a fan. And will not lift my head until darkness falls. Just because it's bleh. I've already got all the videos for Let's Play Everything recorded. I need to edit the video for tomorrow's short, but that doesn't take that long. It takes about like 30 minutes to an hour. Soon you'll be dead is your only comfort today. Oh, I'm sorry. Now let's go ahead and open this. Hopefully, a nap and a little bit of relaxation will help you. And a little bit of streaming the bonks. Let me in! Goodbye, mercenary. Your sacrifice will be completely in vain. I'm actually, my brain, soon you'll be dead. Sounds like a song I should know.
Damn it! Terror and destruction will not elude me forever.
Why does this... Oh! Yeah, I know that song. I know that song. Not gonna sing that song, but I know that song. My brain did not recognize Randy Feltface. Ooh.
Hello.
So we get lore at 27, we get Bone Snap at 29. Because I dumbassed. There is D&D tonight, so you might collapse a bit, so apologies. It is completely understandable. I am literally like elbowing my fan at the moment. Trying to just get through it. We need to talk to Jaren. Hello, J-Man. How you doing? What would Jaren do? May enter the palace.
Greetings.
What would Jaren do? He would probably lie about the horrors going on underneath the palace. I'm not looking forward to Act 3.
Welcome.
Blah. Have I ever mentioned that I absolutely freaking hate Act 3? The cinematic for it's cool. I just hate wandering through this shit. Oh yeah, you have your D&D tonight is you as a player. For some reason I was like, wait a minute, it's not Saturday. If it was Saturday, I would be torturing Gablin by just standing back while he gets murdered by the randomest of things. The Dark Wanderer. No, Deckard Cain 2. Electric, a boogaloo. I need to be on that. Yes, we are on Players 1 for this act. I'm not going to bother going to Players 8 for it. I don't feel like dealing with that hassle. Arachnid Lair means that we should... There's the waypoint. Grab that. Be on our way. Yeah, Mr. Gablin's here. He appreciates being tormented. Don't you, Gablin? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for my misplaced fever balls. This is a dead-end one. We are running out of stamina. No! Just gonna have to keep gabbling in my basement. You have a feeling Mr. Gablin prefers torture over you praising him for the skies and... Oh. Well, I mean, I do praise him for his voice acting stuff. I just gotta balance it out by tormenting him with the other things. You gotta mix the praise with torment. Not a hot enough woman yet. You haven't seen me full Thunder Thighs McQueen. It's like the $1 Million Man or whatever it's called. Although nowadays, I have to say that whole premise of that show feels a little silly considering how little $1 million will actually do for you these days. I don't want to pile them. But no, I am not even an attractive man. I would not get rid of my beard. You couldn't pay me to get rid of my beard, unless that pay was really good. By you couldn't pay me, I mean you'd need Bezos money. Of course, the one time we don't get just like a straight path to it is the time that I actually do have a teleport, but it can't teleport through walls. We'll read that in uno momento.
I've seen fools fall over less. I'm sure someone in that backwater will value
Ooh.
this.
I'll put that.
It's only slightly less damage. And it's got lifesteal instead of mana steel. Okay, we have Veils. How do you think Thor went instead of Freyr to be married to Thrym? Freya, sorry. Let's grab you and you. I drank the wrong one there. I drank the wrong one. There's a lot of weird Nordic myths. There's a lot of weird myths everywhere, unfortunately. I still think Greek is the weirdest. I know some people won't agree with me, but I find the kink level of Zeus to be a thing. We got our eyeball.
Hello. Damn it.
Yeah, Greek has a lot of involuntary stuff.
Greetings.
Give me my potion. I do not want to talk to old man who smell like fart. Ah, the golden bird of Kuile. Golden bird's asshole is the same as another. Okay, so we have the teleport. I think we go this way and just let Mercenary do some work behind us. This is a transition area. That's the Great Marsh. Whoever wrote all the Greek myths, they've let their kinks show through more than Tarantino and his love of feet. You say Tarantino and his love of feet. How about Sandfall and their love of feet? They have a whole character who gains superpowers by nibbling on feet. I have a feeling we're going to have to go through Great Marsh. Which upsets me immensely.
Not enough mana.
No, we're not going to have to. Yay! I don't think so, at least. Unless we're very unlucky with this path, we might not have to. I think I just got my hopes up and they're going to be dashed. Because, you know, that is like a story of my life. Ta-da! Does this... Yay! My hopes were not dashed. We don't have to go north. Norse has a lot of cross-dressing, shape-shifting, and Loki giving birth to the horse Sleipnir after he got lured away by a giant horse in the bed about building walls of Asgard. Haha. Marvel would be quite different. Marvel is like the Disneyification of old fairy tales. It's kind of, I mean, admittedly they have been sold to Disney as well, but it's the same kind of thing where it's like this horrific original story has been turned into something not as horrific. Just this large, slow-swinging sword, just walking our way through. It's fine. Nothing's gonna stop us. And there's our waypoint for Flayer. Let's go find ourselves a bit of the next zone. Can you guys not just be, like, pelting me with, like, every attack under the sun while I'm walking through here? I don't care about you. You're pains in the ass. Oh, there's a roll rune. Yay! It's not an L rune. This is a dead end, but it's got a well in it. We're good. Yeah, it is just a dead end, but that got us a freaking mana shrine. Yes, mana shrines. My favorite thing ever. Here's hoping we find the next path soon. We're definitely getting still a decent chunk of runes. The all's well that ends well. I mean, just ask Lassie about what happens well. All's well that ends well. I should not be so easily entertained. Oh, come on, game. Do I really have to... There. Go with the weird jump? Well, we found the next zone. We have not found what we were here looking for. We still need to find our brain, which has always been a challenge for me, but after those jokes, I'm anything but well. Thanks. I mean, it's true, but thanks. Well, well, well. If I could sing, I would actually sing, trying to remember the name of the band, Scarecrow's song for that one. Where? Oh, I mean, this is a campfire. That would actually be good for farming runes. Low runes, but runes. Whenever we get to hell difficulty, we can actually do proper farming of that. I just want the waypoint. I don't care about the rest of this stuff. If I can get the waypoint, I can go back to Flare and teleport around like a weirdo that I am. Because for those of you that don't know, I am a perfectly normal human being. I am not, in fact, 3 puns in a trench coat. Never. Never, never, never. I'm normal. I swear. There's nothing strange about me.
Hello.
Okay. Which way is forward? I do not know. I swear, goddammit. Okay, as far as alternate paths this could be, we already went around the south side, so let's go around the north side, I guess. I don't think it can polyp off of this, though, can it? It's got to be south. I suppose it could be here. It is. Okay. Well, we found what we're looking for. Probably my least... yeah, this is probably my least favorite dungeon. You say it regular... Perfectly normal, 100% generic human being, said nobody ever. I have a feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh. That Mary is gonna have some trauma. It's not even like trauma on the bio page. I think for all of our characters, it's just like a trauma yes or no checkbox, and all of us checked yes.
What a relic. Almost might know what
My character is perfectly mentally balanced and normal. We're just ignoring the fact that he woke up in a pile of dead bodies as a child. That we just ignore the trauma of our backstories. Depends on what you consider trauma. I don't know. Lacking a level of personal identity that isn't stolen from another person is probably a level of trauma. Not a red flag at all, no. Well, I mean, he didn't cause the dead bodies, at least. It's just where he ended up taking a nap. I just realized Marius's identity theft the character. Oh, God. Let's see. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know the trauma, bro. Identity theft is not a joke at all. It's not, oh, sorry, not a joke, Al. I mean, you did kind of like steal his armor and everything. You're pretty happy lately with your players haven't come up with PCs whose whole backstory is a trauma dump? Well, I mean, sometimes it's fun. Not all my characters are trauma dumps. And usually they're not trauma related to me. So Alzorath has not woken up in a pile of dead bodies in his life. Thankfully. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Hey, my character in the Evil Only campaign he is not traumatized by any of this. He doesn't have traumatic histories. He causes traumatic histories. Oh, Lord. My character in the Evil Only campaign, for those of you that are curious, is basically a war profiteer. Like, oh, I make money whenever you guys are fighting. You guys need to fight more. I want the evil thing in this world because it's profitable for me. That is I figured it's better than just like the evil I want to smash and murder. He's surprisingly chill. He's surprisingly chill about killing the king last time. I mean, yeah. He's not opposed to murder. It's all about the money. As long as it's profitable, he's fine with it. I am going to say he was mildly inspired by a Nicolas Cage movie. But way more over the top as far as personality. He's a toned down Nico voice, Gablin, if you're curious what his voice is. I don't know if I'm on the fence about sticking with him for, yeah, Lord of War. But I'm on the fence about sticking with him for the next part of the campaign or not. I think I might be a tank or a rogue. Oh yeah, can we teleport through this? We can. Now, if I could only remember which corner this map had the chest in. I think it's top right, but I know I'm wrong. It is not top right. It is bottom right, I believe. In BG3, I am very tempted just to play, like, bog standard Battlemaster Fighter. Just to be that guy who goes to the extremely opposite, but I know I'll get bored with that, so I can't really do that. Could play a Fiend Warlock. That would actually fit thematically with Dark Urge. But I don't want to have to keep recasting the freaking weapon crap every single time.
Not enough mana.
So it wasn't this way. Is it really top right? Battlemaster is fun to you? It's a fun one. I prefer it in tabletop over BG3. I was right the first time. Damn it. Okay, so I'm going to grab you. And we will replace a lot of our healing potions. There we go. Bard, Dark Urge. I shall insult you to death, sir. The only true form of murder. Mordor. Mordor. Trying to think what would be like the most anti-Dark Urge character.
Good day.
Lawful good paladin. Well, it would be a fallen paladin by the end of it if I went paladin. This magic ring does me. Oh, Jesus. That's actually some good resists. That works. Max all resists. Maybe I should just play Shadowheart. Build her so she can actually hit with blasted. What's it called? I just forgot what the name of the stupid spell was. Radiant. The cantrip. I can't remember the name of it. So somebody who's never played BG3, the Dark Urge is just an evil alternative to the regular... No, Dark Urge is the spawn of Baal. Lord of Murder. Sacred Flame, there we go. Hey, Bubbles, how you doing? But yeah, Dark Urge. If you've played BG1 and BG2, Dark Urge is a continuation of what your main character from those games is. Because in the original Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, you are the child of Baal. You are Baal spawn. And you can turn into a literal demon in them if you make the right progression. And so BG3, most people play as a Tav in BG3, which is the default character. And why do we have a flawless amethyst in there? There we go. But yeah, it's basically, there's a god, Baal, Lord of Murder, who set forth a score of mortal progeny when he found out that he was going to be slain, so that they could fight and deal with each other until like one stood alone and could re-summon him, if that makes sense. Probably not a lot, at least not the way I'm explaining it, but... Okay, so we got through probably the second worst dungeon that I was not looking forward to. So we are going to go this way. Find ourselves a doorway. Kind of Highlander, but evil, yeah. At least as far as the original games go. I don't know if BG3 actually sticks to the last one standing approach. Instead, the Dark Urge in BG3 is more manipulated towards evil ends. In the grand scheme, but the plots of the games are usually just survive. Well, the first Baldur's Gate game, Saravok, your main antagonist, is actually a Balespawn himself, and he is wanting you dead so he can consolidate that power into himself. You don't set out for that, but... canonically speaking, if I remember correctly, you do, the canon is you are actually evil at the end. Kind of like how canonically speaking, at the end of Diablo 1, you actually turn into Diablo, a vessel for him. Where it's not a good ending. No matter what you do, it turns bad. Diablo. This just, the weapon on the Warlock just looks so ridiculous. Just the like, meh, meh, meh. We didn't feel like animating it in detail. Enjoy your pathetic swings. And it's not the worst sword animation ever, but it is... it doesn't feel as meaty as the other weapons. I mean, the other characters' weapon swings. We haven't had to deal with gloams yet. Thankfully.
I need a key.
Wow, we just dodged that waypoint hard. Okay, now as far as Temple goes, this is the one we want. Do you think they'll ever remake Diablo 1? Can't say never, but I doubt they'll do it anytime soon, unless they are literally like out of ideas for games to make, which is a distinct possibility. Blizzard is not very creative these days. That's like asking if they'll ever fully revive Heart of the Swarm. The biggest weapon on the character? Probably a Great Maul. Thunder Maul, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what would be kind of fun? As an evil character in D&D, I could make the Butcher. Fresh meat. I would sadly need a voice changer to actually do the Butcher voice.
Greetings. Good day.
Another option. I wonder what class Freddy Krueger would be.
So, Lam Essen discovered a way to possess the body of a demon. Interesting.
Okay, so we have 57 block, 46 block, which is not bad. Level 29 needed for that. I'm not sure. Main reason being, he deals in dreams. So it would have to be something that would allow you to have like at least psychic aspects. So Sorcerer does lean into that. There is a Psi Fighter, but I don't think he can go into your dreams. Alchemist isn't a D&D class technically. I have to say technically. There are some homebrews for it. I'm not even sure Artificer has Alchemist like as an actual subclass. Trying to think. But I don't think it does. That's a dead end. We want to go this. Oh, God. No. Oop, that's a Grand Charm. Let's go ahead and go this way. Assassin Alchemist Hybrid. There's a few subclasses that people have made for. There's a fighter one that's kind of an alchemist. There was a, I believe it was Unearthed Arcana alchemist for Artificer at a time. There's a wizard alchemist and a fighter alchemist in Grim Hollow. Trying to think what else. Ow. You guys are just joiks. Just coming in, draining all my stamina, stabbing me in the face. Well, that's where we want to go. Sir, can you not drain all my stamina? Yeah, he is a... I think it would definitely be a sorcerer of some sort as a base. But I think it would be sorcerer rogue, which is a very odd combo. An odd combo I'm already running. Because that's what Eldrin is in our Grim Hollow campaign. He is a sorcerer assassin, but he is a phantom sorcerer. But he's rogue. Last you heard was Butcher. No, Eldrin is a sorcerer rogue, but I think that's actually what Freddy Krueger would be too. But he would be a different subclass of sorcerer. Oh, Lord. I don't know if Freddy Krueger is particularly good with blades, though, is he? I mean, he uses the claw thingies, but he's not exactly adept at it. Oh, as in who we're trying? Freddy Krueger.
Hello.
The Krueger of the Freds. The Frankie Kriegslers. The only rogue I can think of that would probably fit with him for me would maybe be Trickster, but even still, that you don't quite have the ability to delve into people's dreams with that. Sorcerers and clerics, I think warlocks can. With detect thoughts, they can deep dive. Sir? Stop running away. Okay, let's get into the Traveling Collies. Oh, hey, we got the waypoint for here too. Sweet. Bonk. Do we finish Act 3 today? I don't know. We've been going for 3 hours. I am literally dripping sweat at the moment. I know, too much information. So I think what we're going to do, I think we might end up just beating up the council and then finishing this tomorrow and just doing another week of Diablos to go through hell difficulty, that are just doing bonus streams for it at weird hours, so it'll be nice and cool. Well, not nice and cool, but cooler. And by cooler, I don't mean Dragon Ball. Okay, so we got the Travancore waypoint. Let's go get ourselves a council. This definitely feels more like a proper magical shield than bone armor and stuff like that, though. Okay, you little bastards. Get over here. You are my least favorite one to be dealing with at the moment because you have stone skin. Mercenary, you are probably going to die, unfortunately. I don't have to fear these guys very much, but unfortunately, Mercenary does. There's Kaleem's. Where are the rest of you bastards? Get back here. Diablo sounds like a burger chain. Ooh, I just had burgers. I want to say, yeah, it would have been this morning. It was the last of the leftovers, so the past about 2 days I've had burgers
Might step inside.
because they sounded good. I might need to make some more, but then I'd have to get more ground beef. So Kalim's will. Bonk. And we do want to go get the waypoint. Just because I don't want to have to wander all the way back down here. Up in here, up in here. The double swing, yeah, they fixed it. It has not changed the triple swing for the Soulstone, which I think is a good thing. Because that is actually there for a lore reason. This one I don't think was ever there for any lore reason. Okay, healing potions. Yes, please. Thankfully, in normal, I can tank these guys. I'm not going to be trying to tank them in the hell difficulties. Because they are pains in the ass. What's funny is I think it might be a challenge to try and get it so that there isn't a filter that can block the amount of gold being dropped. I think that'd be hilarious as a challenge to go for. And I think it might be possible in hell difficulty to get enough plus gold find to not have to worry about it. But we got our waypoint. So we've done okay today. We basically went through 2.5 acts. We will probably go after beating the rest of normal tomorrow. And possibly, oh god, open up Twitch and I heard myself. But probably beat up the rest of normal tomorrow. And then we'll choose who we're going to go through Nightmare in Hell with, which is probably either going to be the Miasma one or the Summon one. But I'll put up a poll for it on the Discord. ! Discord to get the link to it. And yeah, we can go with that. And let's go ahead and raid somebody. We got Locke still going. Who have we not raided in a while, though? Are you actually playing this or no? No, you're playing the OG version. Let us go for you. Since I haven't rated you in ages. At least I think you're who I think you are. No, you are not who I think you are. Never mind. Well, shit. Who should we raid? Fine, we'll raid you. A lot of people from my generation will get this. There you go. See if it actually lets me raid out to her. She's doing Star Trek Voyager of all things. So I will see you guys next time. Oh, wait. Oh, she's on BRB. She just hit BRB as I was... No! Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to be raiding into ads because I've already set the raid up. I will see you guys next time. Bye!